Welcome to HOA 102. As a proud Habitat homeowner and member of your HOA, you have some important responsibilities that help keep your home looking great, protect property values, and help your community run smoothly. In HOA 101, we learned why HOAs exist, how they are structured, and how homeowners work together to govern them. We also covered how funding supports daily operations and future needs. When you buy a Habitat home, you agree to follow the rules in the HOA governing documents. These rules outline how your new community will function, including how it will be maintained and how each resident's investment is protected. You may be asking, why does the HOA care about what I do inside or outside of my home? These rules are here to ensure everyone knows what to expect before they move in, and to help guide decisions that make the community a great place to live. In a Habitat community, your HOA starts with basic rules that follow local, municipal laws, and state regulations. For a Homeowners Association, these are typically called covenants, conditions, and restrictions. In a condominium, the governing document is called the Condominium Declaration and Map. For this video, we will refer to all documents as the CC&Rs. The HOA Board of Directors can then add extra rules, called house rules, which add more details to clarify the basic rules specific to that community. For example, the CC&Rs might say, all unit owners must be considerate and keep noise levels reasonable. Well, that's pretty vague. The house rules can then add something like, quiet hours are from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m., and noise outside of these hours may lead to fines. This makes the rule clearer and more specific to the needs of your community. Everyone follows the same standards, so you can relax and enjoy your home while trusting your neighbors will do the same. Let's look at a few more examples of how this could work for your community. In the CC&Rs, it might say parking of motor vehicles shall only be permitted in designated parking spaces on the property. Parking shall not interfere with access to parking stalls, sidewalks, or fire lanes. This is standard, and these rules are everywhere we drive and park already. The house rules could then specify owners must park only in their assigned spaces. Unauthorized vehicles can be towed at the owner's expense, and violations may result in fines. Owners are also responsible for their guests, and no guest parking is available on site. This gives more specific details than the broad rules in the CC&Rs. House rules can help by adding detail, setting neighbor expectations, and outlining how the rules will be enforced. So how does this impact your daily life? You know you have a reserved parking spot, and you can trust your neighbors to follow the rules. If any issues come up, there are ways to resolve them. You also know that guests must follow these rules when visiting. Now let's talk about dues. HOAs also take care of maintenance and repairs in the community by charging and collecting monthly fees from each homeowner. These are often called dues, and paying your dues on time ensures the HOA has enough money to keep everything running smoothly. If your dues are not paid, it will create financial problems for the HOA and could even lead to collections or foreclosure on your unit. The CC&Rs will explain how your dues are determined, when they are due, and include legal details that give the board the power to collect them. While the CC&Rs include the community's starting budget, the HOA will need to adjust that budget each year, and the amount of your monthly dues may change. Your dues are determined once a year at the HOA's budget ratification meeting, which usually happens in the fall. The changes then go into effect on January 1st of the following year, so you can plan your budget accordingly. The house rules, or a board resolution, may include a collection policy with details like late fees, interest charges, and fees for bounced checks and non-sufficient funds. They may also explain what payment plan options are available, when legal action can be taken, and what the final consequences might be. This helps you to know when dues are late, what fees may be added, and what steps the board and manager can take to help you resolve any issues. And if an emergency happens, you also know there are options to help you catch up on payments without major penalties. Since the rules apply to everyone equally, they help to ensure the HOA stays financially stable and able to cover important costs. Each year, the board reviews the budget to make sure the dues are enough to cover the association's current and future needs, and you can take part in this process. Your dues will increase over time, and how the community works together to manage costs, budget wisely, and care for their homes benefits everyone. If costs are greater than anticipated, or the HOA budget is underfunded, the HOA also has the option to charge a one-time fee to each homeowner called a special assessment to cover those costs and bring the budget back into balance. Keep in mind, the HOA is simply a group of homeowners who follow the rules set by the governing documents. It involves each member working together to keep the community running smoothly, protecting property values, and staying active and connected. It's like its own mini city where everyone helps with the governing. Remember, your community won't run smoothly without everyone's help. Volunteering to serve on the board might seem a little intimidating, but it's the key to a healthy community. And don't worry, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. The bylaws will guide you by spelling out all the details you need to know about how the HOA functions. You will have the opportunity to grow leadership skills, be involved in your community, and gain experience in understanding legal documents. Skills that can also be useful in your everyday life, so it's a win for everyone. HOA board members usually serve for a limited time, with terms staggered so there's always a mix of new and experienced members. The time commitments can vary, but in most Habitat communities, you'll receive emails a few times a week, meet quarterly, and spend a little extra time during budget and annual meetings. Aside from that, it's up to you and your neighbors. Some communities prefer short monthly meetings, while others prefer fewer, longer meetings. And remember, Habitat is always here to help with training, information, and support to encourage homeowners to take on leadership roles in their community at any time while living there. Even if you're not on the board, attending HOA meetings is a great way to share your opinions and provide input about the way the community is run. Whether it's the annual meetings for elections, the budget ratification meeting, or regular monthly meetings, these gatherings will let you talk with the board and the association manager. You can ask questions, suggest ideas, and raise any concerns. While people often have different ideas and needs for their community, being active, willing to discuss, compromise, and make decisions together helps everything run more smoothly. Even if everyone doesn't get exactly what they wanted, they can feel heard, knowing that they listen to each other's point of view. In the end, the final decisions are intended to benefit the entire community, while following the governing documents and local laws. Another way to get involved is by joining committees. The board can appoint committees to help with various tasks, like planning the budget, vetting contractors, updating house rules, and even organizing social events or community communications. This gives everyone a chance to participate in ways that fit their schedules while supporting the goals of the HOA. The governing documents will clearly outline what can be changed, how to make those changes, and what needs to be done, so homeowners don't have to worry about every possible scenario or be fearful of making the wrong decision. If you're not ready to join the board or a committee, a great way to get involved in your HOA is by simply getting to know your neighbors. Being friendly and offering help can create a stronger, more supportive community and reduce conflicts. By choosing to follow the rules, you're taking a positive step in your Habitat community. However you choose to enjoy your community, understanding how your HOA works, committing to protecting home values, supporting your neighbors, and investing in the future is what HOA living is all about. Before you finalize your purchase, you'll have the opportunity to review the specific governing documents for your community with our Program Manager of Community Associations. They'll explain how these documents apply to you and what to expect in your first year. Habitat will continue to support you with access to ongoing classes, consulting, online resources, referrals, and a dedicated HOA expert who is available to answer any questions that may come up over time. And that's all for HOA 102. We hope you enjoy your new community, and thank you for choosing Habitat.